Well, hi, friends. It's happy Thursday. Well, thankful Thursday. That's what I usually call it. Thankful Thursday. I hope you guys are all doing all right tonight. If you're watching me live, welcome to my hot mess of a craft room. So it's been a busy couple days. We went to Pennsylvania and took my mother in law to see Noah at the site as well, but very cool. So we enjoyed that, had wonderful weather, and thankfully she did well with walking and all that. She's had a lot of health problems, but she was doing well. So, uh, hi, Cindy. So there were a lot of people there. They had bus loads of people. Oh my goodness, so many. But yeah, we got good seats. We were up close, although actually at that kind of a theater, it's better to sit a little further back, close to the aisles, because animals go through the aisles. People on horseback, they had llamas and pigs and sheep and goats and camels. Yeah, and they come from everywhere. So it's very cool experience. So I'm going to flip the camera around. And we need a piece of paper like that. That will take care of that. Do I have that light on? I think so. So I'm kind of designating my Thankful Thursdays from people who send me cards. And my friend Carol sent me this one. It's, I'm not sure what you call this fold. I've seen quite a few demonstrators have done it in the past. But I haven't done it in a while. And so I thought, oh my goodness, in purple, my favorite color, right? Hi, Tracy. So yeah, I thought, well, I'm going to have to do this. I just have to do this. Very cool card. So my first card was this one, a little different. And I cut corners. I did my angles a little different than Carol's. This is a kind of card you can really do what you want with it. You can change the angles however you want. This card is 5.5 by 8.25. This part, okay. So it's just shy of a full half sheet of cardstock. Okay, so we are going to make it. So I am going to use white and this gold paper that I love. Where is it? Here it is. Regal Distressed. Regal Distressed. I really like this. It's got the pretty peacock. It's got cherry cobbler. It's got the white with the gold. They're only one-sided, but they are gorgeous. So I am using basic white cardstock. I got all kinds of pieces here. All kinds of pieces. So here is my 8.25. 8.25, yep, by 5.5. You score at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh my gosh, right? So hard, right? And it's just mountain fold, valley fold, mountain fold, valley fold. There you go. So you're going to have a card that does that. That's what you're going to want with those 1-inch score lines. So that'll give you a 5.5 by 4.25 base to start with. Okay. You're going to need to measure. So you're going to need a pencil. You're going to need to measure. Actually, I don't need this. I just need a ruler. So you can lay this piece out, and I am going to measure down, I think 3/4 of an inch. Is that what I did? 3/4 of an inch. I have to measure because I probably didn't write it down. Yes, 3/4 of an inch is what I did. So you go to this first one. You're going to have a complete full panel, but this one you're going to you're going to cut here 3/4 of an inch, or you could do an inch. This is where you can make this your own. This is not like a hard set rule, okay? And I'm just going to connect, just so you can see visually, I'm going to connect that corner and this corner, Okay, so we're taking care of that. This one needs to be at 3/4 too, because we want a straight line here, because we had a straight line here, cut, straight line right here. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a line there. I use scissors for this. I don't use my paper trimmer, but you could. Now I want to go down another 3/4 of an inch, so that's 1.5 inches right here. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to mark that down. I get my little ruler up like that. Okay, so that is, I'm going to cut just like that with my scissors. But like I said, you could go down a full inch if you wanted to. Get a little bit more of an, I think that's probably what Carol's was more of an inch. You make it your own. I'm doing mine a little different, making it my own. Okay, that's trash. So now we've got that. I need to erase my little marks, right? That doesn't want to come off. Okay, so there we go. I'll erase this one. Get that on there. So see how easy that was to do? See, that isn't straight. I am not straight. This could be trouble. But I wing it. There. That's better. Just a smidge. Okay, so you are going to need some panels. Oh, no, right here. Here they are, right here. I die cut. Got my die cuts out. Got my squares. You're going to need 2 bases. The first one is going to get glued right here. And it should be, you should keep it this width, 4 1/4. And your goal is not to get it above this corner right here. See where that is? You want it to stay below that. And this one, I think, is going right here. Yeah, this one's way below that. So see, this one's even a little different from this one. See, I've already altered it. So you've got, this piece is 4 1/4 by 4 1/2. It goes right here. And this piece is 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And that goes right here, 4 1/4. Like I said, I could make it bigger. I could have made it probably 4 by, I think that's what I did with this one. This one was 4 by 4 1/4. But it honestly does not matter. Okay, this piece, this goes on this. So I'm doing 1/4 inch smaller. So 4 by 4 1/4. No. This is 4 1/2. 4 1/4 by 4. 4 1/4 by 4. Actually, that's got a smaller, I think I did a smaller border on that. This one I did 1/4 inch, but this one I didn't. I got to measure it. 4 1/8 by 4 3/8. 4 1/8 by 4 3/8. So that's giving just 1/8 of an inch, my normal, 1/8 of an inch border. And this one will be 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. Those go on there. Hello. I like that. 1954. I wonder if that's a special year from Ontario, Canada. I love Canadians. I'm from Alaska, and I had a lot of cousins in Canada, but they were mostly in Alberta. Let's see. There's that. And we'll glue this on. Now, like I said, you could do a quarter of an inch measurement. You can do what you want to do. I need to put the measurements in for this card. Huh. I like this paper. This kind of gives it a classic look, I think. Let's see. Hey, Lisa. Okay, so this is going to get glued here. This is going to get glued here, like that. Okay. And I'm going to glue those on. We can do that. The key here is to make sure that your paper is flush with the bottom. Oop, I'm doing that wrong. What did I do? Oh my goodness. Did that wrong. This has to go like this. And you want it to stay at the bottom. You want it to be flush with the bottom. Now, we are going to have to let that dry so I can rub the glue off. This one is the one that goes like this. Okay. So this one does not need to go up as far on that front panel. I just got home today, so it's like been kind of crazy. I couldn't find Carol's card. I was looking all over, and I was just going nuts because I couldn't find Carol's card. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So there's that. Now, I also cut out of the paper 1 inch by 1 inch pieces. Okay, 1 inch squares. I got to take a drink. I'm drinking tea. What are you guys drinking? I have been drinking way too much soda. Let's see. Okay, so we've got, I am going to use this for cutting this because I want these straight. We see how straight I cut when I use my scissors. You need, I think, 1, 2, 3, at least 4 of these maybe. You don't have to do this. This is not the norm. I just felt like I wanted to use this. I wanted to do this. So that's what I did. I did 3 1 inch squares. Okay. Okay, 3 1 inch squares. So that's it. And this is not going to work as well because I gave that such a big gap, but that's okay. That's okay. I am just gluing these in the corners. When you see my other card, I made another one. It looks a little better, I think. We will have to look. But, so let's go right here. We'll do this first one right here. I'm just putting it in the corner. Cut these in half. And after you see it, you'll have to decide, oh, was it worth the trouble or not? You know, we have our cards that we make, and it's like you're very particular who you send them to. Is anybody else like that? Because I know it's like, I'm not going to send something to somebody that's not going to appreciate it. And when the overage, I will just trim off. There's that. And there's that. Like that. Even though those are 1 inch, they're with the scoring, they're just a smidge off. Can I get that like that? That doesn't quite go like that. See, it should be like that, but then it's really crooked if I do it that way. No, I'm going to do it like that. Make it even, and I will cut it off. We improvise, right? We improvise. That is what I will do. I will just cut this off. There's that piece. That looks good. Oh, this one got moved. This one got moved. I don't like that. I'll tear it off because I have extras. How about that? We'll just tear that off because that one moved. Okay, now let's try this again. Like that. See, oh, that's right. I did glue that too much. There's that. Okay, so we got that. We are good to go. We are golden tonight. Flavored water, strawberry peach. Ooh, it sounds yummy. That sounds good. We went to a hotel that had flavored water, but for in the morning, and I was not impressed with that. Now, see, that would drive me crazy. I would want a strip right there to cover that paper. And I'm sure I have a strip somewhere. Ha! That almost works perfectly. Okay. Yep, that almost works perfectly. That's going to take care of it. So we want a 1 inch. Definitely want that size, but we need to cut it down a little bit. Cut it a smidge because it's just a little too much. Long scissors. I know I had killer heartburn last night, and I don't know if it was because I was drinking too much soda. That'll work, right? Is that right? Maybe just a smidge off here too, not quite an inch. Too much caffeine. Yesterday I didn't have any coffee because if they don't have cold water, then I don't drink coffee because I've got to have cold water to cool it down because it's too hot to drink, right? When it's scalding hot, you can't drink it. So they didn't have any. There. I like how that turned out like that. Okay, let's see if I can use my wonderful little glue remover. See what I did? That is all right there. Put it in the wrong direction. It does come off really well. I promise it does work. It's coming off. Yay. It takes off all kinds of goo too, I've noticed. Not just liquid glue. Awesome sauce. Okay, that was done. They sell those at the Dollar Tree also. And Amazon if you don't have them. So we've got the base. I've got this die cut. I use the traditional labels for this card. This is all I'm using. And let's see. I need black ink. And I'm going to use the Delcata, which is a gold that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. It's retired, but that's okay. We can still use it. Man, that cold iced tea is awesome. Okay, I needed that. I need My snowflakes. Gotta have snowflakes. If I can find them. Snowflakes. I'm going to use a snowflake from the Delicate Pines also. Okay. So I am going to do Merry and Bright on the front. And I need to clean this stamp because it's getting dirty. When the polymer gets dirty, they don't want to stick in your box, so you need to clean them. Just need to wipe them off. I got some dirt off of there. This one's not bad, but I'll wipe it off since I got that here, the alcohol wipes. Okay, so we're going to have the Merry and Bright in black ink. And I need my block. Now, I don't do them all at the same time because, I'm sorry, I'm just not that good. It would be a hot mess. So I'm going to put the Merry. That's good. Clean that off. Merry and Bright. There's that. Merry and Bright. That turned out pretty good. And since this card is white, I'm not doing my normal. Anybody know what my normal is with white? When I have white cardstock, I'm pretty sure those that know me really well know what I usually do. I am going to put the measurements in in this video after it's done. I'll type them up and put that in there. I'm probably going to have some information in my email. I got some kind of hair there for this. But I'll put it in the measurements in the description. These dies can be very persnickety to die cut out, so I always recommend people use parchment paper. If you put your paper down on your die cutting plate, then lay parchment paper, and then the die over it, it will cut really well. Because this, I think it's this die, this white die, this gets so stuck. It's so delicate. To me, it gets stuck. So anyways, that's my 2 cents for that. Use parchment paper. That should be a tool in your craft room. And I use the stuff at Dollar Tree. I use cheap stuff. Okay. There is that. Does anybody know what I usually do? Yep, you're right. I take a blending brush on white stuff and I usually color it, but not this. This is white. White on white. I am leaving it just like this. There's that. And did I put ribbon in my little thing? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Some gold ribbon. And then we'll have the front done. We just won't have the inside done. I make bows the bunny ear way. That turned out pretty good. And I need a glue dot. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. The ribbon's on there. Glue dot. There is that. And I need my ribbon scissors. There's that. There's that. This is what happens when you go away for a couple days and you don't bring all your stuff out. There's that. I'm using the traditional sparkling sequins. Take your pick tool. That's what I'm looking for. Take your pick tool. I'm going to use the gold because that's just how I roll. Lots of gold. So there is that. Now I did die cut a square for in the center here. This is roughly 2 3/4. 2 3/4 square. That's going to go right here. And what are we going to put in it? There it is. I put everything back. Is that still not wanting to stick? There. We want to do, I think, just for you. And we'll do that in black. Let us see. Now, of course, when you have these squares, you could also do it like this. You could do it as a diagonal, but because I made this panel smaller, I am not. That looks good. But we need to add some gold to it. I wonder if you can get this Delcata ink on Amazon. It wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, Stampin' Up! Used to carry it years ago. So. Snowflake. I need a snowflake from right here. A little one. And I did buy a refill because that's how I roll. And I think that this takes just a hot minute to dry, so I wouldn't mess with it right away. I'd give it a few minutes before you put it in the card. But I'm going to put more in here. Now, I have never tried ink blending with this. Because this is a thicker ink. So I wouldn't recommend it myself. That's my own personal opinion, but you can always try it. Maybe if you have a junky blending brush, I would try that way. I would use a really good one. I don't wash my blending brushes because they take so long to dry. So I just keep with color families with mine. And I am going to put in, what have I done so far? Miriam Bright, that's going to be just for you. And am I going to put anything on the inside? What did I do on my original one? I did nothing. Oh, I did other stuff too. But that's okay. That is good. That looks good. Yep, this needs to go. I can glue this on, hopefully. I think so. So we will put this. I really don't want this to be seen. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit so it's not seen. There. So there is that card. Now, Carol sent me one in my favorite color, which is purple. And this lavender paper. I just love it. She used Blackberry Bliss on hers. And I love the dies. I think that's from Thoughtful Wishes, maybe. I've got that punch too. And, oh, and that's where I got the idea, because she got a square die. So there you go. I hope you like this card, and I will see you again on Monday. Yeah, today's Thursday. I'll see you Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and I'll be popping. And thanks for stopping by. Like, subscribe, share, all the good things. Thumbs up always helps. So have a good night, y'all. Bye.